Hi everybody, welcome back. This week I wanted to talk about attention. Primarily I'm going to focus on attention in infants, toddlers, preschool age. We've been doing teletherapy at our practice now for some time since coronavirus happened. And the biggest thing that I've noticed are the kiddos who are struggling with attention, the ability to attend even to a screen right now. And I know as a parent, I'm home right now with 3 little ones. Increasing the length they can stick with a task, if it's a craft or a puzzle or a book, is just something that's beneficial as they grow older as well. So if your child struggles with attention, this is for you. The first thing I want to say is to turn off background noise, background activity. Try and just get it so they're focusing on one task. So what that would be, turn off the TV, turn off the Alexa or the music for now, put away your phone, put up anything distracting, and just take that one item, and I would take it to the kitchen table. If it's a high chair and they can sit in the high chair, if you go out back and sit at a table, but just try and focus on one thing and take away anything that's distracting in the background. The next thing that you can do is kind of let it be child-led. So if you know your child's super into balls, or they're very into dump trucks, or they love puzzles or bubbles, let them possibly pick something, but normally they may pick that item, throw it down after a minute. Try and pick it and then make them stick with it a little bit longer than they normally would. But by letting them pick their task, they most likely are more likely to be engaged in that item. A couple things that are great for kids, and I don't have them all here right now, but would be a jack-in-the-box, because you're going to crank it and crank it and crank it, and then eventually it pops, so it helps on that wait time. Another one is any of those pop-up puzzle toys where you push a button or you turn something and an animal pops up. And so again, they're kind of having to wait a second to see what that reward is. Bubbles are great. You can wait to blow the bubbles till they look at you. You can do one more, you can have them requesting for more, but again, it's just something that helps them focus and attend, and even to kind of talk about the bubbles as they go and get them to look and watch them, or pop, pop, pop. That's a great way to kind of expand how long they're attending to that task. Another one would be any toys where you push something and either like balls rattle around, or it lights up, or it might sing a song. But again, it's just increasing that duration that they're focusing, and that would be more geared towards your infant toddler age. Another thing is the environment. So like I said before, if you're in the house, a high chair is great if the kid still fits in one, because they're contained. You can put that front part on so they can't get out easily. It's a great way to just kind of confine and work in one space. Another would be where you sit. So if someone was next to me and then there's the wall, I kind of have them confined so that environment, they can't just get up and run and go over to the next room or grab a different toy. I'm kind of helping keep them in there, which can help them increase that attention as well. For outside time, if you have a playground or a swing, that's a great place also, to put them in that swing. You can work on something, if it sounds, if it is blowing bubbles, so they're kind of sitting there looking at you. But you can use that bucket swing or a toddler swing. That can always be helpful as well. And then the next thing I want to talk about is a concept of one more. So a lot of kids are used to when they're done, they just abandon the task. When we're trying to increase attention, we want to make them focus one more so that they have to do it one more time. And then we're slowly working to increase it. So say they put one piece in the puzzle and then they want to go on to the next thing. Grab their hand, help them do one more, and then they can be all done. But by slowly growing that or increasing that span, you're working on increasing that attention to the point where they can finish a task. The same thing with blocks. If they stack one, have them do one more before they get to knock it down. You could do it with rolling the ball, bouncing a ball, blowing bubbles, anything really. When they're done, you just want to try and have them do one more to try and grow that ability to attend a little bit longer. And then once they do it, praise, clap, high five, give them a hug, a kiss. Let them know that that was great, that they did one more, so that they feel that positive reward also. And then the last thing, just to think about, if your child really struggles with attention, it's possible it could be ADD, ADHD. That's not my realm at all. But another thing to think about is just the daily behaviors. Do they have a really good sleep schedule? Do they sleep the amount of time they should at night? Are they constantly waking up? Do they have trouble falling asleep, shutting things down? Sleep is just big. Do they still nap? Do they protest naps and so maybe they're overtired? Just thinking about their sleep schedule. Another thing is nutrition. Again, I'm not a nutritionist, but do they have too much sugar in their diet? If you look at a lot of the colored dyes, I know as a parent, we cut those out for my kiddo for a little while when they were struggling with some things, and it was amazing actually for us to see the changes. But if you do your own research on that, there's definitely some things that certain countries don't allow that we do, so it's worth looking into. Again, are they getting their fruits, their veggies, just thinking about how they eat, and making sure that their nutrition might not be something where they're getting so much that they're overstimulated all the time. Another is, are they getting a lot of physical activity? To be honest, if you're a sedentary parent and your child is just watching TV all day, and they're not outside running and, learning to ride a bike or in a swing, or at least just getting that fresh air, they may seem like they have no attention because they need to kind of run or move or work it out in a different way. So that might be something that you have to step up in order to get them that physical activity or gross motor movement that they need. And then the last thing, two more, learning style. So some kids can just see it and they want to do it. Others are going to need more of a hands-on approach where you're helping them. So it might not be that they can't focus, they're just having trouble processing it, whether you're just talking to them, so auditory, or if they're visual, where they just are seeing it, or more of a kinesthetic approach where they're doing it. So just thinking through what's best and trying it all different ways to help them out. And that could also be affecting their attention, because if you're presenting things in a way that isn't helpful to them, they're going to abandon the task because it seems too hard. And then the last thing is screen time, which right now with coronavirus, I think a lot of kids are watching more screen time, especially if you're working from home or you're balancing school for other kids at home. So again, it's all with a grain of salt. But if your child is struggling with true tasks and hands-on manipulation of toys, it'd be something to just try and reduce or limit or use more as a reward after you complete a task, compared to trying to do these activities with the TV on in the background. Attention is a huge concept. I'll talk about it a lot throughout different videos. It affects a lot of learning. It affects language, speech, attention. Even when we work with our adults who've had a stroke or a brain injury, attention's always the first thing that we have to work on before we're going to build on that. So if your child is struggling with speech or language at all, a lot of times that's an area that we're going to be slowly observing initially to see what we can do to help them out. If you have any questions, feel free to post in the comments below, message me, and if you're ever looking for a consult or anything like that, feel free to reach out as well. Thanks so much.